It's time. We're on now with I got Poseidon and Alex Tsakanikas from Chicago live streaming. Instead of working on his comedy right now, he decided to take a break, downloaded some video games, doing what the rest of us are doing, and just
hell yeah, man.
fucking
It's
playing.
shut down over here. There is no comedy over here. It's either you get on the internet or you just don't do it. All the comedy clubs are closed. All the bars are closed. Where are we gonna do it?
Everywhere, same thing everywhere, dude. There's no. What are you gonna do? It's we're fucking stuck now. So
There's one cat I know. He's been doing it in his driveway, just like going outside and like doing it in his driveway for like the neighborhood or whatever. And he got put in the Chicago Tribune. And I'm
what?
just like, good for you. But at the same time, what? What happened here?
What do you mean in his driveway?
He's going out on his front porch and just doing comedy for whoever walks by. You know,
That's fucking
I guess
keeping their social
I was
distances.
gonna hit him up. I was like, yo, let me check out a show. How much for tickets? You know,
That must suck. So it's just a guy yelling.
it seems like it, but you know, good for him. Good for trying. You got in the Chicago Tribune from it. Keep going. Keep pedaling away. Hopefully, it'll turn into something for him when this is all over. Because I know I ain't doing shit. I've been writing and that's it. I haven't been fucking producing or putting out dick for content.
Oh, I've been doubling up on podcasts now, just doing a lot of podcasts. So obviously still writing, but just getting podcasts out, bro. Just to get something out there so people don't forget about you.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Unlike Poseidon, look at him. He's out and about. He's an essential work. Poseidon, show us the airport.
It's empty, bro. It's empty. Look behind me. Actually, you know what? I'm going to flip the camera. Hold on.
Flip the cams, dog. Oh, there he is.
This is the parking lot, bro.
Yo, go widescreen. Turn your camera around. There we go.
Look at this. Completely empty, bro.
So, and normally that's full.
This is full. There's one douchebag all the way down there.
Mm-hmm. Go rape him.
But even here, look at this shit. Look.
Are you the TSA of Canada? Is that what
He's the only TSA of Canada. It's just him.
I'm the frontline defense, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's who we have defending the country right now is Poseidon.
That's why I keep telling Trump, dude, it's the easiest. Just go north. What do you keep worrying about south for? Let's just take Canada already.
Well, I think what's happening now, we're getting into an argument because the U.S. is stationing troops on the border.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're not trying to take over, dude. I think they're trying to make sure that nobody comes in from Canada.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Your meth is laced with COVID-19.
Yeah, that's why.
That
He's worried about drug users. He doesn't want them to get sick. It is. Let me ask you, Chicago, how are you guys handling? Because you guys have a lot of deaths due to gang-related violence already. I heard that this reduced the death rate. Gangsters are staying in and less people are getting shot.
Yeah, I mean, probably. They put us on lockdown like we're little kids. They shut down the beaches yesterday because they were like, all right, guys, you have to go in by 5, but you can still go for walks. You can still do this. And these motherfuckers are like playing basketball and hanging out at the beach together. Some dudes were shirtless doing pull-ups on like the monkey bars at like a kid's playground and shit. We can't have nothing nice in this goddamn city because there's always motherfuckers taking advantage. All right. They let us go. They're like, all right, you guys get a few days off, go for a walk or something. And now they're like, all right, sorry, we closed all the parks and the lakefront. The whole lakefront is shut down because a bunch of people wanted to go shirtless on the first 50-degree day of the year. They couldn't help themselves.
Wait, hold on a second. You guys have beaches in Chicago?
Yeah, we got a huge lake. We have Lake Michigan all on the east of us.
It's not. Why do you guys call it a beach? It's a fucking lake.
No.
I mean, fuck man. We can call it whatever we want. There's sand technically.
So right now, how do they enforce the lockdown? Is there any penalties if they catch you outside?
There's only been one person that's gotten a ticket in the city.
Was he black?
The cops are going around. I don't know.
It's probably black.
Are going around and get like telling people like, get the fuck out of here. Go inside. The mayor is driving around, and I don't know if you ever seen a picture. Pull up a picture of our mayor if you can. She's hilarious. She's adorable.
Mayor
Lori Lightfoot.
Chicago. Oh, I see her. Oh, she's like a little person.
She's like a tiny little mayor.
Oh, wait, if that's the mayor and she's driving around?
She's getting driven around, I suppose, because I don't think they make, unless she's in like a smart car, I don't think they make cars for her little legs.
God Damn, dude, what in the fuck is happening in the world? You know what I find funny? I find that I've been watching a lot of different comics trying to. They're scrambling. They're like, I gotta get a podcast started. It's like this isn't the time to get it started, especially when they don't have the equipment. Like they don't even have microphones, and they're just going on Instagram Live a lot. And I was like, guys, it's not gonna bring anything to your brand. It's gonna reduce it. Because people you notice this shit. I was talking with E-Rock yesterday about this. You notice that people who go on Instagram Live now and they're trying to turn into a podcast don't realize that they're going on for too long. Because on Instagram Live, you don't have the best quality. So people don't want to sit there for an hour, right, to see your phone shaking. It's like Poseidon, the way he is right now, but they do that for an hour while yelling.
Poseidon's got that TikTok. We got the different vibes right now. I got the Twitch vibe. You got the shittier camera. You're focusing more on the game. You got the podcast, the live shit going. Poseidon's got the TikTok going right now.
It's true.
That TikTok life down there.
Poseidon, do a TikTok dance for us.
Yeah.
What's
Do
a TikTok
Fortnite.
dance?
Any dance. You make it up, it'll go viral.
Yeah. There you go. Make Poseidon go viral.
Oh, there's people behind you. Yo.
That's Canada's security.
Yo, go ask them who they are. Ask them, Poseidon, ask them who they are.
Airport? Are you essential?
Ask them who they are, like how are they enjoying themselves here? And why are they wearing shorts? They're travelers? Where are they from?
Yeah. I don't know.
Are they time travelers?
Should I ask where they're from?
Yeah, they're gonna be so weird out. They're gonna be like, these Canadians are just fucking dancing. The airport's dead. This guy's dancing on TikTok.
Bro.
Yeah, represent.
Excuse me, sir. Hi. Hello. Bonjour.
Where are you from?
Hi. Where are you from? Vous retournez en France?
Oh, they're French, from France. Tell them to stay the fuck out of our country.
Yeah, go the fuck back home.
Tell them to stay the fuck out of Canada.
He's running away.
Running, bro.
Run. Oh, yeah, they came from a Corona place. Yeah. Tell them this is Quebec, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, they walk around like nothing's the matter. So many
bro.
people are just walking around like it doesn't matter at all, and then they're complaining about why this fucking lockdown is extended.
Mm-hmm.
Poseidon, why are you giving us dick sucking view?
Well, I got pissed off at people today.
You get pissed off at? Oh, hey, you went to the bank. What the fuck happened there?
Yeah. So like, I just went to go pull out money at the ATM. Blue. And people don't know about social distancing. So everyone is packed up like sardines, waiting in fucking line. And I show up.
You started yelling.
I keep a meter distance from the guy in front of me, but then the guy behind me comes, gets real close to me, like right behind me. I go to him, can I fucking help you? And he just looks at me, he doesn't say anything. So I go, you do realize you're supposed to keep a meter away, right? Still staring at me. I go, can you back the fuck up, please?
Here's what
And he
happened.
panicked.
Here's what happened. He was American. He doesn't understand what the fuck a meter is.
What's
All
he?
right? You have to say 6 feet, bro.
I don't know what that
6
is.
fucking feet.
What was he? Was he an American?
No, he was Punjabi.
Okay, that also makes sense. They don't understand what social distancing is.
Yeah, so I told him to, so I freaked out on him, told him to back the fuck up, and he backed up.
God damn, dude.
Yeah,
Good for
and
you,
then
Poseidon.
Yeah.
and then the lady at the bank started screaming at people to keep a meter like distance,
Yeah.
and no one was listening. So I got pissed off. I go to look, can I just please pull out money because these people are idiots? And she's like, okay, yeah, sure, come.
So yeah, of course, that makes total sense. These guys are morons.
Because I was the only one with like a meter on each side distance, you know, and everyone
Did
else
you have
was
gloves on or like a mask or anything?
like, I had gloves on.
Okay.
But why were they all scared to be close to you? Like the people in front of you, you were keeping your distance. But what about the people
Yeah.
behind you?
I forced them to stay a meter away.
It's
I
your
snapped at
raw
them.
sexuality, Poseidon. They couldn't fucking stay away from you, bro. You just have this like magnetism for Punjabi guys to come up on you from
Yeah.
behind.
The Punjabi community loves Poseidon. It's a well-known fact. Here in Montreal, he's the Punjabi prince. This fucking guy. So how do you feel at the
Yo.
airport right now? Does it feel like I Am Legend?
A bit, yes. Especially at night.
Have you been
Yo.
doing parkour?
Oh yeah, have you been doing parkour? Parkour, just jumping
No,
over shit.
but, I've been walking around, you know, trying to stay healthy, trying to keep, you know,
Oh, exercise. Yeah, that's smart, dude.
yeah, walking around. I walked around a lot yesterday. You know, and so yeah.
That's a
about
big
it.
thing. Are people
Yeah.
working out during this? Are they exercising? A lot of people are
Well-
like, I'm gonna come out of this way better shape. I see a lot of people being fat as fuck.
Yo,
when
I'm
they
gonna
get out of
get
this
so
thing, dude.
fat in here, dude.
There's gonna be 3 kinds. There's gonna be those that become obese, those that
Mhm.
become alcoholics, and those that become fitter.
Ah.
I'm not gonna be able to fit in any of my clothes once this is done. I'm just eating all the time. I started. I got a yoga mat, so I started like just doing exercises on it and shit. Like, but you get lazy. I should do it more often.
Nah.
That's the thing. If you don't like regiment yourself, like, all right, an hour in the morning, an hour at night, I got to do something. 'cause
I gotta do
otherwise I'm
so-
sitting here getting this hemorrhoid. What are you?
Well, this fucking building has a gym downstairs, but they closed it off during this.
Oh, fuck.
Like when they said you close down gyms, they meant businesses. They didn't mean the fucking building gym, you clowns.
Go in there and just steal a weight and like go back upstairs. with
Yeah.
it.
Oh, you know what I want? I just want the treadmill. I just want to run because I don't want to run outside. It's still a little cold and I don't want to see people. So I just want to run on the treadmill. That's all I want.
I don't know. My cousin was rubbing it in my face because where he lives, he's got a pool at his house in
Where does he live?
Houston in Texas, and he's like,
Okay.
dude, it's like 80 degrees here. I think I might do work from home by the pool today. I was like, oh well, why don't you just go fuck yourself? Because we were outside shirtless because it was 50 degrees yesterday.
Oh, yeah, dude, in Texas, first of all, I have a lot of friends, people I work with right now that are in Texas. It's like they're not taking this shit seriously. Like, they're doing the home quarantine thing, but they're all like, yeah, it's fucking hot here. We're going to walk around a bit. We don't give a shit. Here, it's added because it's on lockdown and it's still a little cold, so you feel kind of miserable, so you're like, I'll just stay in. But I guarantee you, Poseidon, if the weather shapes up, we won't be able to keep people indoors.
Yeah.
They'll start walking around, and
Yeah.
the government here said they're going to start putting people in jail.
Yeah.
Damn.
I heard today that they're gonna put like you won't be able to exit the city. They're gonna close down some bridges. Like you won't be able to go to the South Shore.
Who the
Did
fuck
you hear
told you
anything
that?
like that?
Let me guess. Your father called you and gave you another conspiracy theory. Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What you guys' Canadian conspiracy theories on this? Because I've heard some fucking wild ones.
Dude, I have heard everything from this was planned in order to
Yeah.
reduce the population of the world. Then I heard this was planned in order to bring on one world government. I've heard all the craziest shit. And I'll tell you what's real. What's real is that this was not planned. However, they are going to use this as an excuse to do whatever the fuck they want in any country. Like our guy now
Yeah.
just took like emergency powers. So he's allowed to basically create new laws or create new taxes as he sees fit. And people are like, oh, well, if he taxes us more now, after this is all done, they'll get rid of the tax. But of course they won't. We're still paying. Our federal income tax came into existence in 1918. It was meant to be temporary to help our efforts in World War I.
Yeah, dude, look at
It never goes
tollways
away.
were only invented to help with the war effort. And then they're like, we'll take the tollways out as soon as it's done. Bullshit, they took out the
Yeah.
tollways, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
So they use shit like this to implement more measures.
Yeah, they didn't make
More
this
shit.
I
happen.
agree with you on that.
They didn't make this happen, but
I think-
they're not letting it go to waste.
No, what we're saying is not. I don't think it was a planned attack. I've heard all kinds of crazy shit like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
They only did this to fuck up the real estate market by killing off all the old people. So now the houses become available.
God damn.
And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, that is
right now?
absurd. Yeah.
Or like it was, I don't know, whatever. They were like
I-
blaming U.S. soldiers who came to China and gave it to the Chinese.
The
and then
Chinese said
spread
that in
it
the
and
beginning,
shit
but
like
that was quickly debunked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
heard-
what,
I
I
heard-
think what we're seeing right now is we're seeing how bad they're handling the whole situation because they knew about this was going to happen for like a month or two and they didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And now we're going to see how they're
Mm.
just going to take advantage of the situation because if you saw what they're doing in America with the stimulus package and shit like that, they're just giving a fuck ton of money to like the Treasury Department slush
I
fund.
saw that. Yeah.
They're giving it to like businesses. They're going to try to bail out Boeing. I know they're going to try to bail out the big fucking airlines and shit again.
Look, there's certain like I understand helping the people, but there's certain businesses that need to fuck off, right? If they can't make it, like they can. They just don't want to have the losses carrying over. That's all they're
Why
trying
don't
to.
they have 3 months worth of savings?
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
the
No,
fuck are
but that's
your
why. Why are
savings?
the regular people supposed to save? And you're telling me a billion-dollar industry doesn't? It's nonsense. And all the politicians are fucking crazy. Because I even saw Cortez, AOC. She's getting
Yeah.
mad because they're not figuring out a way to give cash money to illegals during this. It's like what?
What?
Why would they
don't even
get the cash money? Should be for fucking citizens who are paying taxes this whole time,
Yeah.
and they're
I
not
actually
even getting
agree with
cash.
that
They're all
one.
getting checks.
Everyone's affected by this, but listen, man, you know, the thing is like we're America rides on the back of those illegal immigrants.
They
You know,
do.
our workforce.
But how do you? Let me ask. How do you calculate that right now and make
That's what
sure
I'm-
nobody
that's a good
fucks you
point.
over? It's
How
too.
do you calculate some, like, we're doing this based off the census, right?
Yeah.
If they're all hiding from the census, how can we accurately calculate how much to give everybody or
It-
how much there is to give?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing is where's the money going to come from? Because right now they're just printing money out of nowhere. And in Canada, same thing. I'm very nervous because our guy, I know what he's going to do. And I mean, it's a good strategy because basically the last couple of years, Trudeau fucked up the economy. He ran up the deficit. He doesn't know what they don't know what they're doing. They're just trying their best and they're wasting a lot of money. So now what I think is going to happen is they're going to add a new tax soon and be like, well, we had to pay for all that shit during the crisis, so we need tax dollars to fund it. But that tax is going to stay because he needs to make up for all the money he lost for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to end up happening to us.
Some shit's gonna disappear, if you know what I mean, man.
Oh, yeah, some people are going to disappear.
They dropped 1.5 trillion into the U.S. economy the other day, and it instantly disappeared.
Yeah.
God damn.
And I was like,
Trillion,
did
Poseidon.
you say it with a T? T with a trillion with a T?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does it disappear, man? Where the fuck does it go?
Yeah. And it's all nonsense.
damn.
It's all shit you can't pay back, especially because they're printing money from. I think the Federal Reserve right now, they're not lowering the interest rate to the country that they're making the money for, right? So it's all shit you can't actually ever pay back. That's why I think these taxes always end up staying. Like let's say World War One, because you can't pay back the central bank, right? Because you need to print more money, because they're not making it. The government's not making it. We make stuff and then they tax us. So you just keep printing money, and then the interest you can never pay it back. So you're just printing more. It's fucking crazy. We're gonna eat it in the end. What a strong leader would do is go to China and be like, look, we need reparations. You need to pay something since you fucked us. You know, since you hid this from everyone, you fucking
good luck with
silenced
that, bro.
whistleblowers. Yeah, but no one has the balls to do that because they control manufacturing. So no one's gonna do
Not
it.
only control manufacturing, which is actually, I think there's going to be a huge shift after this. I think a lot of manufacturing is going to come back to the States. It's going to come
Hopefully.
back to Canada because people are not going to trust Chinese products for a long time after this, especially the Chinese market dipped like a motherfucker. And that's where a lot of the like, what is it? The thing was, it was like 30,000 millionaires stopped being millionaires because of the whole economic collapse. We lost 30,000 millionaires.
Oh wow.
God damn.
Yeah. Because money's just gone, bro.
Yeah, just
A lot
disappeared.
of people are technically millionaires because of their worth in, like, not just the market, but what, like, their homes are worth, what their stocks are worth, this and that.
Yeah.
And if it's gone, if it just boom like that, like the economy, people stop working for a couple of days, a week, a month, shit.
Dude.
They're gonna make millionaires out of truck drivers.
One of my buddies, which they should, fucking truck drivers work hard. But one of my buddies, he's a day trader. That's what he does. I'm gonna bring him on the show soon to talk about the effects of this. I think he had told me when this hit the fan 2 weeks ago, I think he lost half his value. So basically all the money that he had that wasn't liquid, it was all in the market, and he got fucking raped. And then he's like, yeah, I gotta stop for a couple of days. He goes, because thank God I had half my money out, because I would have been broke right now. So a lot of people, they kept most of their savings. They just put it in stocks, and they lost everything the past couple of weeks. They got nothing.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bear market for 11 years. You know, it was going up, 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 up. The thing is, though, people saw this coming. Like my friend, he saw this coming. He took a day off of work. He's like, yo, boss, I'm not coming into them day trading all day. And he made a fuck ton of money because all he did was wait for shit to drop and then come back up. Wait for shit to drop and then come back up. And now he's just buying shit at like rock bottom prices because it has to go back up eventually. Like the economy's gonna come back eventually. Who knows when, though? Because this isn't like 9/11. This, like, when the last time
No, what was it? Was it nine?
prices?
It was 2008. 2008, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's been like 11 years, and normally the bubble would have popped by now, but it wouldn't have been as big, you know?
But now everything got
So-
fucked.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't have any liquid assets other than, I mean, I'm all liquid, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Literally, all my liquidity is in this fucking cup right now.
Dude, I bought a case of Fiji and a case of Mexican Coke, and that was mountain style. You know, I'm not going out like some peasant.
Don't worry, bro. Me and Poseidon have invested in Magic the Gathering trading cards. We're good.
All my liquidity is in my balls.
Wait, Lotus,
bro.
somebody just
Would you? All your liquidities in your balls. You said, yo. So you were saying something earlier that made me laugh, Alex. About there's a Chicago comic who said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna keep doing stand up from my driveway."
Yeah.
And at least he made the paper.
He made the paper. He's a really nice guy. I hope the best for him. But I was just like, what? I was just like, really? And you know, that's dedication, because a lot of us were just like, oh, we're just gonna do radio shows, just gonna do this or that. This guy's like, nah, fuck that. I have a speaker, I have a microphone, people are gonna hear me.
Oh, we're losing you, Alex. We're getting your internet.
All right.
Oh, your connection's fucked up.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my internet is garbage. Anyways, I'm good again?
Yeah, you're good again. Stop fucking streaming videos.
I got everything else off. No, man, at least he's doing something, and he's got a speaker. He's holding everybody hostage, you know, in the
He's a fucking terrorist.
the neighborhood, just like comedians should. We go to comedy. You know, any comedy shows I've done, they didn't know there was going to be a comedy show there.
Dude, that was always the brutal thing that I fucking hate. It's when people are trying to eat their dinner, and then you go up there, you're like, what's the deal with blowjobs? And like, son of a bitch. Son of a fucking bitch. I'm just trying to eat my burger here.
Worst show I ever had was in a bar called this. I'm not gonna name the bar, but it was in Des Plaines, Illinois. They didn't tell the people there was gonna be a
we keep losing you, Alex. All we heard is they didn't tell people it's gonna be a cock. That's it. That's all we heard.
Oh man, what is going on with my internet here?
Try it again though, because I'm curious. This story sounds like it's gonna be good.
Do a speed test.
Yeah, but he's just gonna know the speed. He's not gonna help him. Make
Yeah,
it
I can't control the speed. I'm not the Flash.
He's just gonna know how fast he's going, but that's it. It ain't gonna help, Poseidon.
Okay, all right. Can you guys?
Shit.
Is it good now? Is it good now?
Yeah. Oh, as long as I don't even care about the video. It's mostly the audio. As long as people can hear us, that's all they give a shit about.
Okay. So I was at a bar.
Oh, you still there? How the fuck do we keep losing him? You know what? Turn off your video for a second while you tell the story. Let's see if that helps. Let's see with no video. Okay.
Can you hear me at least?
I hear you, yeah.
Okay, it says my internet speed is fast. Anyways, all right. So I'm there. They don't turn off the TVs. I get on. The host is like, how long do you want me to do? I was like, dude, just do 2 minutes so we can get the fuck out of here. All right. He goes up, does 2 minutes. Nobody gives a fuck. I get on stage. There's a guy with his back to me. I immediately asked him, like, hey, man, do you mind turning around and watching the show so that, like, you know, you can respect me in a little bit? He's like, nah, I'm good. And had his back turned to me the whole show while he watched reruns of bowling. Okay, not even live bowling, reruns of bowling. Okay?
Yo, how hardcore is the bowling community?
I don't fucking know that. Like reruns are getting this guy harder than my comedy is.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm sitting there and I'm doing my bits, and they're not. I decided to do like newer stuff. I was not like worked out stuff. I was doing this bit about how I'm like banned from this one strip club because this stripper tried to fight me one time.
Physically?
Okay? Yes, physically she tried to fight me.
I like where this is going.
Oh shit! I want to hear this.
And so I'm doing this joke. Nobody cares, right? I'm getting heckled from like all sides. I'm trying to handle it. And at one point I'm just like, all right, what do you guys want to talk about? And one guy yells Trump, another guy yells MAGA, and they start a build the wall chant during my set, right? They're like, build the wall.
Like they wanted to build a wall around you.
It was taco night at this bar, by the way. These people are eating dollar tacos while screaming, build the wall at me. All right. And I'm just like, all right, guys, thank you. I eat the dick for the rest of the, like, whatever, 15 minutes I had to do. I get off. The next 3 comics after me eat like an immeasurable amount of penis. Like it was gargantuan. It's like the picture of that black guy that's been popping up all over the internet.
Yeah. I love that guy.
Right? It was like Dick Loaf. It wasn't just Dick.
Okay? Dick
I
Loaf.
love that guy.
Oh my God. And these guys are just, and then the last guy goes up and he does well. And you know, everyone's just like, oh, you're so great. I'm like, it took 4 comics just bashing their face against this crowd for them to warm up enough to like half of this guy's set. And I was just sitting there. I was so mad, like that I even did this. Like I did this as a favor, you know. I was so pissed.
Yeah, no shit, dude. I hate it when, but you know what's fucked up is at the same time that gets me mad. I also think every time that happens, like, these motherfuckers didn't come for this. They didn't even know it was a show. So I stopped going to do shows, places where people don't know there's going to be a show. I decided, you know what? I don't need this shit. Because it doesn't help you in any way as a comic if they're not listening. You're not practicing anything.
No, but everyone has had that point in their career where they're like, as many shows as possible because I got as much practice as possible, and doing
Yeah.
shows in shitty rooms.
Yo, how are we
Do you
losing
really
you?
want to do this? Because everything's peach and gravy, you know. What the fuck, internet?
Yo, I feel like we can't have you being on video and audio at the same time.
That
Your shit
blows.
can't handle it, Alex.
We can't. I told you already. We can't have anything nice in my city.
Yeah, it's Chicago, dude. Look, your internet's slow, but at least you're not getting shot right now. So you're living in the better part of Chicago.
Yo,
There's a silver lining to
dude,
everything.
after I left you last time, I went to Toronto for a little bit.
Yeah, how's that?
Last summer, and I was talking to my friend. I was staying with him. He's like, "Yeah, man, Toronto's gotten really bad. We had like, what was it? It was like we've had like 30 deaths in the city due to gun violence this year." And I'm just like, haha, that's cute.
That's a
All right,
weekend in
he's-
Chicago, sir.
Bro, we looked it up. It was in August. August wasn't done yet, and there were already 78 gun deaths in my city.
Yeah, dude, Chicago's on another level. Chicago's fucking scarier than Iraq.
So, yeah, that Chirac thing, that came
yeah.
out, that terrible ass movie.
Yeah, what is Chief Keef doing right now? Is he still in Chicago? I think he left, right?
Oh, he left. A lot of these guys leave. Kanye left. I mean, Kanye loves the city more than he comes back to do the Sunday service every once in a while, but it's not like these people live here. They all live in California where it's fucking nice weather. Nobody wants to fucking live here.
You know the problem is with California? Great weather, fucking awesome comedy clubs, but a lot of Californians. So that's always an issue.
Yeah, dude, fucking I thought they were nice, but like there was a lot of people there that just kind of like weirded me out. It had like a lot of weirdos there.
In California, yeah, there's weirdos everywhere, but California, anywhere nice and where there's like media, where people go to become stars, you're gonna find some fucking weirdos. Poseidon, did we lose your video too?
Oh,
No, I took it off. I took it off for a minute.
What is happening with this podcast? We're fucking you over.
Bro,
with
this
the
shit's
internet.
going off the rails.
No. I'm just doing something.
It's gonna be an amazing audio version, but the
Yeah.
video is gonna be so confusing.
Do you have an animator?
Purell on my hands.
It's just me talking to
get-
two screens.
Draw a little stick man for me. It's not very difficult. I'm bald and white. Just a circle.
Oh, there's Poseidon. Poseidon, are you gonna sit at your desk now?
Oh,
There, sit and turn it
That's
around.
not
Be
best.
widescreen, like me. Turn it to the side. Your phone.
yes.
Yo,
yes.
what's
Is that better?
this? Yeah. And Alex is like our
How
ghost
did I just
partner.
become more handsome?
That's not true. That's a lie, sir. I love that the schedule behind you is empty. Nobody works.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is that I'm naked now, so like that's like
Yeah. And
like,
no,
how do you know what I'm doing over here?
Take
Pantelis.
some dick pics.
Alex is using this as an excuse to jerk off live. Yo,
That's why
That's
my
why-
internet was so slow.
but Alex, before this whole thing popped off, how was the Chicago scene? I was gonna ask you, how's Chicago
was good.
comedy? Healthy?
Man, it was good to me. It was, I was booked all through April. Like March was slow for me. February was all right. January was good. December was good. A lot of times it's not just the Chicago scene around here. You got to go around. You got to do Michigan a little bit. You got to do Indiana, Wisconsin, Rockford, like smaller parts of Illinois. Like if you really want to make a little bit of money, you got to get the fuck out of it. Because for the most part, like Chicago, there's 2,000 plus comedians here. And they're like, it's like harder to break through. So you got to really get your own thing going.
Yeah. It's the same thing everywhere. It's the same thing here. Did they ever
Yeah, how
call you
many-
back? You ever heading back to Canada?
They never got back to me. And, I wasn't too happy with how it ended last time, but
I remember that.
it is what it is,
Come here. Come here. It's
mean-
my dog going crazy.
We'll see. I asked you about opening for you, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, dude, I had all kinds of shit planned. That's what I wanted to talk to you about the other time when we discussed to do this show together.
Mhm.
And now I don't know. Everything's fucking just up in the air. I have no idea what's gonna be happening.
I know.
I lost a lot of gigs.
Yeah, I was gonna be up there in June for a wedding in Toronto for my friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so now I don't know what's gonna happen with his wedding.
Well,
you know?
I know that my booker's working on stuff now because I was supposed to be in Toronto April the 25th. And then right before Corona, actually, that got fucked up because the booker double booked. So we already started selling tickets. Like they went up on sale for my show. And then we found out the guy's like, we made a mistake. We booked another comic from the States the same time, same day. And he's like,
If it was another Greek guy, it's not me.
No, it wasn't another Greek guy. But I told my booker it's okay. Just as long as he refunds the tickets, that's fine. Because I understand that it's harder for the guy from the States to come.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So for me, we just book another date. We'll go back to Toronto. So just to leave it at good terms. And the guy said he's going to figure something out for us. So that was fine. And then Corona hit. So I don't think I would have been able to do it either way.
Dude, who knows when it's going to open again?
Dude, the border's the tricky part because I had shows May 1st, 2 shows in New York, and we were supposed to do go down there with Mike and do a couple of big podcasts at the same time, and I can't see us going down there. Not even like legally. I don't think the borders are going to be fully open yet May 1st, the way it looks. So that's pretty fucking scary.
This might just be an excuse for Trump to never let anybody in, like from now on forever. Just the way he likes it. And at some point, you know, he's going to ship everybody off who's not white, and then there's just going to be so much more land for him to rent out as a hotel.
But who's he going to rent it out to if no one's coming in?
White people. People he always wanted to rent to.
Yeah, that's.
Jesus Christ.
You know, he was a slumlord in New York.
Yeah, I know what he was. I know who he is, man. I didn't vote for the motherfucker. I voted for Barack Obama 4 times, 2 times with a fake ID, 2 times with a real ID.
That's absurd.
Okay.
You're ruining democracy.
Jesus Christ.
You're
Fuck
ruining
that.
democracy.
Fuck that. These motherfuckers rigged that goddamn system so goddamn hard. It's almost
I
impossible.
have a
To
question.
get
If they rigged the system, then how did Obama win 2 times in a row? Why is the system only rigged when you lose?
Because they wanted him in there. Because they needed to do this so that they could fuck us over twice as bad the next 4 to 8 years. If you ever look at it, they're like, oh, we let the Clintons go. Whatever. The economy was doing well. George W. Bush tanks it. All right, we got 8 years of that. Let's let him have a black guy. Let him have Barack. He's well spoken. He's a nice guy. No nothing. Boom, everything's going great. We have success. Look at that, a bear market. Trump. Now you know what you're gonna get. You know what you're gonna get after we gave you 8 years of a wonderful black man. You're gonna get motherfucking Trump.
But you know what's great? You keep saying you had a wonderful time. 2008, because of what was going on in the stock market there, and it crashed. The whole world tanked. Why aren't people mentioning
George W. Bush.
Well, it was thanks to Dick Cheney, really, but yeah.
Dude, yeah, of course. We're talking about public like that. But you're talking about like this man is he pulled us like him, a lot of plans and actions that started during the Bush campaign, but like were really brought to fruition during his campaign, and like his moves and stuff like that helped keep this economy going for such a long time. And now it's like, oh, did you enjoy, 8 years of like everyone being cool and we were moving forward with progressiveness and stuff like that? Bam, Trump, grab her by the pussy. Oh, did you like the economy? Bam, son, only I'm making money in this stock market. You know what I'm saying? Oh, coronavirus, the only person that's going to make masks is somebody that is married to my family. Oh, snap. Some shit like that, man. Like, that's just America right there. I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, as long as you guys don't give up your freedoms right now, you'll be fine. You'll get through this. But a lot of you fuckers are dying because there's not enough testing going around.
Dude, yeah, my uncle's in the hospital right now with it. They had to put him in a medically induced coma because he like couldn't calm down.
How old is he?
He's 50.
Fuck, dude. Is he at risk? Does he have a immunocompromised system?
No, he was a very healthy person.
And it's still fucking kicked his ass, right?
Still kicked his ass, bro. They rushed him from one hospital to a different one because they didn't have enough beds or ventilators. Right.
Fuck.
And so now they had to put him in a medically induced coma because he couldn't stop coughing so hard. His wife caught it. One of his daughters, he's got 3 daughters. One of them caught it. They don't know how it got to them, but hey.
By the way,
yo,
I don't mean to interrupt. I gotta let you boys go.
Go get the fuck out of here. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, Poseidon.
Go fuck yourself, Poseidon. All right, let's see, Alex. Let's see if your video works now.
Yeah, dude, come on.
Maybe it was just too much for your internet to handle. You had to watch his fucking face too.
It was doing it the other day when I did one of those group face chat things.
Yeah, because the bandwidth is a lot. I'm lucky. Before all this shit happened in this building, I got a special for a gigabyte data, like upload, download shit or whatever. So it's like really heavy duty. It's like, yeah. Oh, you see, you're fucked up again. God damn it. So we're going with no video. We're going with no video, Alex.
I have to move my laptop or something, bro.
Are you on Wi-Fi?
Anyways,
are you on Wi-Fi, Alex?
Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi.
Alex, get hardline, get connected for this kind of shit. Look, it's crazy. All right, sports have come to a screeching halt. Basketball players were benched, pitchers were forced off the mound. It's a crazy time. All right. However, your friends at MyBookie aren't going to let you down in this time of definite need for fun. So if you head over to mybookie.ag, they have casino games at MyBookie. And you can play blackjack, you can play some poker, war, roulette, slots, and there's even more. I'm not going to go through the whole list because it's a very, very long list. mybookie.ag. You head over there now, and if you don't like video poker, right, and you miss poker, they have 24 hours a day live feeds of real casino dealers in their respective casinos playing live. It's crazy. It's like they've trapped these people for your enjoyment. And if you go to mybookie.ag and use the promo code Pantelis, that's my name, you get yourself a 150% initial cash bonus on your deposit. On your first casino deposit, that is. And you're allowed to pull out maximum up to $750 of winnings from your initial deposit. It's crazy. It's just crazy. You go to mybookie.ag. If you're tired and you miss sports, you could even, they have esports. They've partnered up with esports people, and they're streaming games of NBA 2K20. You could bet money on that. It's fucking crazy. We're living in the future. mybookie.ag, promo code Pantelis for your cash bonus. Remember, MyBookie. You play, you win, you get paid.
There we go.
There he
All
is.
right. And I got sunshine. I'm going to rotate it this way.
Look at that.
All right, cool.
All right.
Hey.
There we go. Alex is back.
Hey,
See, we
buddy.
make things work. Like it's honestly, me, when I started doing it from home now, I had so much trouble the first couple of times, especially getting good audio. Even though I had the mic set up, everything was fucked up. And now finally, I figured it all out.
You got like soundproofing back there. When I was doing my podcast, you had to go to like a studio, and they were like, we had to like wait in the minute because there's this loud ass air conditioner that would turn on like every like
Oh,
so
shit.
often.
No, just that there's no one else here, so there's no noise coming from around the house. So we don't really need it. Plus, I got this mic here. It kind of gets rid the preamp that I'm using here. It gets rid of any outside sound. So, like if I turn it off now, you're gonna be able to hear like, all the sounds of the house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps.
Is the ultimate like podcast dream to get sponsored by a microphone company so that you get like free equipment and stuff like that?
I've thought of shit like that, but then when you're already doing a podcast and they're willing to sponsor you, you've already got the equipment. So it doesn't. What I like is when it's something that I know about and I'm good at. Like now, like I know MyBookie, they're going hardcore because they want to sell their casino online since people stopped placing bets on sports because they don't exist right now. And I like them. They've always been good with me, the MyBookie guys. But I'd love to get like a video game, like a new video game comes out, and I would advertise for that because shit that I like.
Except if the video game's terrible.
Could you imagine if they offer good money, but it's like a shit game? And I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, play Fallout 76.
Yeah, oh, fuck,
boy,
yeah, exactly.
We're having a good time.
You thought I said Fallout 4? I didn't. I said 76. I'm sorry, guys. We got to pay the bills.
Warcraft 3 Reforged. They may give you your money back. That's a...
Is Warcraft shit? World of Warcraft right now? I thought that's still people are still playing that.
Okay, so you're talking about two different things right now. Warcraft Reforged, they remade Warcraft 3, but they did it in a really bad way. Like they lied that they were going to do a bunch of stuff and then they didn't. And then Warcraft, World of Warcraft, which is their MMO, is still going. It's 12 years strong, like more, 14, 16
and that's still
years
hardcore.
strong.
That's a money maker probably.
Oh yeah, there's millions of players that play it, and you have to pay a subscription every month. So,
Yeah.
And then what they did is what I jumped back on for a couple of months. It was Warcraft Classic, where they brought it back to like vanilla Warcraft, where it was just like the first time that you logged on and everything can kill you, and you can only it's so hard. And I just remember being 14 years old all over again, and then I remember how frustrated I got, and then I was like, oh, this is why I stopped playing, and I just like walked away from it.
Oh, does it get really frustrating? Yeah, if you die again. It's like those new you know Dark Souls?
Mm-hmm.
So I have like a Neo, the first one. It's very Dark Souls-like game. I like samurais, like all that shit, but these fucking games are so clunky and difficult. And they're meant to be that way. They're meant to murder you, and then you have to go back and try again. And after a while, because you don't have the same free time you did when you were a kid, where you could spend 6 hours and just try to beat it. You just get so frustrated, you stop playing.
Yeah. Can you ever tried playing? I don't know if like your girlfriend or anything like that, but like you ever tried playing like one of your favorite video games in front of them? And sometimes like if you play like Dota like I do or something, or like when you play online your soccer games, like, babe, I can't pause. Like I can't like I'm 20 minutes into this and she's like trying to talk. I'm like, I can't listen to you. I gotta focus. I can't pause. I can't pause the game right now. And you're getting so frustrated.
Yeah, that
that's
happens.
like that's the whole experience of
well, she gets it. I don't get it. Doesn't have to come to that level. She just knows. She's like, are you playing online right now? Like she'll ask. And then if I'm online, she knows. She's like, okay, I'll talk to you in a bit. And if I'm offline, she's like, pause. I got something funny to tell you.
At least that you got an angel right there. She understands.
Yeah, she gets it. Because I also don't like. I used to when I was young, man. I worked in video games before for years. I was working at EA and stuff. So my whole life growing up, I was very involved in video games. I loved video games. And then I went through a period of years where I stopped playing everything completely. I was just so detached. I was like, I think it was making video games, being in that world. It's kind of like when you're at a restaurant and you keep seeing the food get made, you get tired of it. I think that's what happened
Is that
to
why
me.
you play Pro 11?
Yeah, I think Pro Evolution Soccer, I play so much of it because I never, like I worked on FIFA. Like years ago, I remember when I first started working in testing, one of the first games I ever got to test was FIFA on like all kinds of different platforms. And I hated it. I hated the stuff that they weren't doing that they should have done, you know? So all that stayed with me. I was like, I could see the shit that they're fucking up on as opposed to the polish that they're trying to put. Whereas Pro Evolution Soccer, I always liked it because it played better. It played like more realistic. And so mostly what I'll play is soccer because it's simple. I'll pop it in, play a game or two, and then I could get out. I need a game with a really good story to really captivate me now. So like I love Metal Gear, but the latest one, I don't know if you ever played Metal Gear 5? Metal Gear Solid 5?
No.
Dude, it's a great game, but it's not a Metal Gear game, and it's weird. It's like this weird doesn't go anywhere type of mission shit.
With everything's got to be open world.
Yeah,
now.
it's open world, yeah.
Yeah, everything has to be open world. Why have a linear game?
I don't
Why
agree
have
with
a
that.
game with like a great story?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't agree with the open world thing. I think certain games should be open world because it fits into the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
But not every game has to be open world. I think that's just everyone's just trying to copy the GTA feel, but you don't have to have open world for everything.
No, you don't. And here's another thing about the GTA thing and a lot of these huge games that are coming out is that like you make this huge world, but there's this much to actually do in it.
Yeah.
So most of it is empty. So I'm just like, oh, you get to drive around in GTA. You better enjoy that driving because you're gonna be doing a lot of it.
But in GTA's defense, at least you can always find random shit that has nothing to do with the main story. You'll go super far out. You'll find a farm. There's a story there. There's people. There's that I like. I like that they put that much attention to detail. But all the competitors don't do that. It's just a big empty space.
I mean, did you see like how much money it cost? Like, what was it, $250 million to make that fucking game?
Yeah, I thought it was a couple $100 million just to make it.
Yeah. And so I hope they get their money back. And that's why they keep re-releasing it and all this stuff, dude. Why do you think they keep re-releasing Skyrim? It's because people would buy it.
Yeah.
You know,
on different
Skyrim's
platforms.
a big ass game, but it's like almost 8 years old now. Like it's time to go. It's time to move on to the next thing. Where's my next gen?
Yeah.
You know?
You excited for the next gen stuff that's coming out, like the PS5 and shit?
I am. I switched to computer a while ago, so like the whole like Xbox PS like thing didn't really affect me. But I'm a big fan of like what I love seeing what they can do with them because like you'll see when the system first comes out and then when the system's about to be done, like the difference in games that they're producing, like the quality of it.
Yeah, they get
what
so
really
good at
They
it.
can push the system with, you know.
Yeah. I have a good PC because it's I use it for like video editing and all that.
Mhm.
I have a couple of games on it from Steam. I could be gaming hardcore on it. I just don't. I don't know. I'm not as into it as I was before. But I still prefer console gaming. I like not having to worry about do I have the right specs. I know that if I buy a game for it, it'll work on the system.
Yeah, right.
I like that.
I bought this Xbox game. I hope it'll do my monitor right.
Yeah, you know, and then now with the way PC games are too, you'll get some really hardcore shit, and then you'll pop it in, and you're like, oh wait, I can't even play this. My computer's not gonna run this bitch. Or it'll look
That
like
happened
shit.
to my friend yesterday. He downloaded we play. So I have like a game group and we meet up every Thursday, but we haven't been able to because of Corona. And these motherfuckers like they want to get online, and we've been playing Deep Rock Galactic.
What is
which
that?
is kind of it's like a game where you play 4 dwarves and you have to go and mine some stuff.
Aren't they
and
called
then
little
bring it
people
back.
now?
Huh?
Aren't they called little people now? They don't like to be called dwarfs or midgets.
No. They dum-dums. I
Yeah.
think they're like,
We're 4 dum-dums.
Yeah. No, these are actually like dwarves and like you're in space and you're mining stuff and you're getting attacked by giant bugs and stuff like that. And it's like Minecrafty because you can destroy like the whole world and stuff like that. And it's like
Oh.
it's pretty cool, but like we made him pay $30. He downloaded it and he couldn't even fucking play it.
Like how it was it his PC's shit or
Yeah,
was
his
it the
PC's
game
a
is
shit.
Okay.
He's a little shit laptop and he's trying to run fucking games on
he
it.
didn't think about it. He's like, I got this.
Yeah, he's like, oh, my friends are playing this. Of course, I'll buy it.
So when you guys normally meet, what do? You meet in person?
Yeah, we've been meeting for like over 10 years now. We meet. Sometimes we play Dungeons and Dragons. Sometimes we play a lot of different board games. Sometimes we just we'll just hang out. You know, no
You
big
guys
deal.
were able to consistently meet for 10 fucking years.
Every Thursday.
Get the fuck out of here. How the hell is that possible?
I rarely do shows on Thursday unless it's like a big show or like me breaking into a new spot. I don't do shows on Thursdays. I don't do mics on Thursdays. I don't do any of that.
Because you're keeping the tradition of that day.
Yeah, my one friend, he worked for a coffee place and told him that he couldn't work on Thursdays due to religious reasons, and they had to let him go.
They let him
Not let him
go?
go.
So
Not let
he
him go,
lost
but, like,
his
they had to
job?
let him have Thursdays
Okay.
off.
Fuck. That much, huh?
Hey, man.
Where do you guys meet?
We used to meet at this one guy's house, but then that house got like foreclosed on, so we moved to another guy's house. Which it's like a basement type thing. Like we don't be like being above ground, the sunlight and stuff like that. You know, it's no good for us gamers.
And how many hours do you guys spend together?
We meet about from about like 7 to 11 every Thursday. We get dinner, we hang out, we talk about stuff. What happened during the week? Smoke a little weed, chill out, man. No big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad at all. I'm just surprised that you're able. I know with I mean, we never had that with my friends, but even it's just hard to get together once every couple of months now to get everyone in the same room. So to be able to get a day for 10 years, that's fucking impressive.
Yeah, I feel very blessed for having because these guys, they're good dudes. They're nice dudes.
Bunch of nerds?
Huh?
Bunch of nerds?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
who else would meet up in a basement to play Dungeons and Dragons?
That's
for
what I
10
was
years?
thinking.
You know what I mean? Board games and shit. But nice guys, cool guys. I'm happy they're my friends, and I'm happy we've been able to meet. I feel that a lot of dudes, especially bros, especially once you get one of the guys is married. Like, it gets very difficult as you get older to keep meeting.
I'm surprised the guy who's married, he still makes every Thursday.
He tries. He makes like he makes like 75% of them.
His kid's like, I got a ballet recital. Shut the fuck up.
The
I gotta
fuck up,
kill a
it's
dragon.
Fucking Thursday.
Yeah, it's fucking Thursday. You stupid bitch. What did I say about Thursdays?
It's game night. Where's my steak?
Yeah, he's just being abusive because he needs Thursdays off. God damn. Oh, that's fucking pretty cool. What about the comedy scene now in Chicago? How do you guys have like you have your own crew, your own group of comedians? You have the clubs that you frequent, or is it pretty free flowing?
For me, it's pretty free flowing. A lot of people like to stick into groups. I found like I was trying that for a while, and I didn't really like it because you end up going to the same places, seeing the same people's sets all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't have a poker face. Like you can very much tell when I've heard your stuff and I don't like it. So I thought I was like, people were like, oh, this guy's kind of rude. I'm just like, oh man, no, I can't keep going to these same things over and over again. But like the way I get booked is like people who have known me over these years, like they book me, and like the people who don't know me kind of don't. I've tried to go to like break in a few different clubs. I'm getting better and better, you know, with the Comedy Bar and the Laugh Factory and stuff like that. Still not too much from Zanies. But you know, I'm just gonna keep plotting. I'm trying to do it so that I don't really need them. But at some point, you are gonna have to do like club work. Like I don't have a big following or anything like that, so I can't just like host my own shows. Even though when I do that, it's pretty good.
Is it hard to get like? Are a lot of people in Chicago on the comedy scene? Are they doing podcasts? Are they out there, or are most of them
there's
just
a lot
pure
of it.
stand up?
There's so many podcasts.
Yeah.
There's like a whole podcast. There's like 3 different podcast like networks and studios that I can like name for you right now.
Oh shit! Really?
And they all have like a bunch of podcasts on them. And you know, if that's how you want to break in, that's one way. I'm trying to figure out some other way. I just haven't figured it out yet.
I mean, you could break in to stand up different ways. Just be a good stand up. That's the main thing. The hard thing is with the world being so small now because of the internet. If you don't have an online presence, people can't know you. So let's say you want to go to another city. They're gonna be like, "Well, who the fuck are you?" It's like, "Oh, well, you know, I perform. You know, they headline me at I don't know Zanies. They're gonna be like, "All right, that's fine," but nobody knows you. Why would they come out and pay money? That's the main reason why I started doing podcasts and getting out there is just to get that exposure. You know, let people see what you're up to, what kind of sense of humor you got, and it opens up more doors for you. Because you could be the best stand up in the world, but if nobody knows about it, you're gonna have trouble getting booked.
That's my problem, man. Is just I lack the like I'm not the most sociable creature to begin with, and then like I lack like the ability to like go and put myself out there as much as I need to. So that's something I've been really trying to work on these like the past like few years, because I've been doing it for 6 years. I'm feeling I'm a very good comedian, but as far as like people knowing me, it's not very good.
Yeah, you're
That's
not
like my
you're
it's a
not
very
out
big
there.
Achilles heel. Yeah, I'm not out there as much as I need to be.
That's the big Jesus Christ. Come here. Come here. She hears neighbors walking around, she gets fucking pissed off. That's the biggest thing right now for comics. I see that's their biggest Achilles heel is the self advertising. Because what's crazy is I don't even like it. Like I love podcasting, but I hate posting on social media. I hate doing all that extra shit. But there's so much going on. If you don't, people are gonna forget about you. They're not gonna give a shit about coming to your show.
No, but that's another problem with like only doing it within your city though is like okay, if I have 6-7 shows a month, how many times can I invite the same people?
To the
come these
same,
shows? How
yeah,
much
to see the
material
same
do I
jokes.
have?
Yeah, no, that's why you got to get out. That's why, like, I had my nice little tour going right now. I kept practicing my hour, different places. I wanted to film it, and then this kind of threw a wrench into my plan. But I'm gonna adapt, just extend the tour and extend the filming to later. Jesus Christ, come here, what are you doing?
Well, that's what happens with everything. I mean, I had a concert I was gonna go to in May, and now it's in December, which fucking blows.
Oh, so they actually moved it.
Yeah.
So you're lucky. At least they moved it. Most of my shit just got canceled.
A lot of my April stuff I've only got 2 shows canceled in April. Everything for this month obviously got canceled. I had 2 shows in April already canceled. I'm worried about like the 3rd and 4th that I got because I had like 1 every weekend, 1 or 2 every weekend, and I was like, now, no,
My
and then
biggest
it's like, and then there's also going to be like this thing that's going to happen afterwards where I remember I read a pretty good article about it. It's like, and when it's done, comedy clubs are going to need to recoup their money, right? So who are they going to hire to come in? Probably the biggest names who also need work. So the lower guys like me are just going to keep getting pushed out because there's no reason to bring in somebody they don't know that's not going to really sell tickets when they can bring in like bigger names for less money just because these people need to work.
I said that. I said that a lot of shitty comics too right now. So let's say if you go to the open mics or you go to the clubs and you're doing your sets, you probably do see some people that are, and I don't mean just quality, I mean like shitty people. A lot of them are going to die out now because the longer this goes, the more they're going to have to find other work. And then when we get back to it, the first people that are going to be in the clubs are the people that the clubs know they're going to make money on and that they already know and they trust. So the good thing about this is it's a nice little fucking, it'll cleanse the palate a bit.
They cull the weak, as they say,
And we need that sometimes. Sometimes you just
How-
need.
How is the comedy scene up in Montreal? Because over here it's kind of like it's cutthroat, but it's pretty tight knit.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say cutthroat. I mean, you always find assholes, but like me, for example, I love comics. I like comedians. I want to see comedians succeed, and I don't see it as like there's some people that see you always as a competitor. Oh, I don't want this guy to get the spot. I should get it. But I see comedy differently because I don't feel like there's a limit. Like if somebody's a fan of mine, there's no reason why they can't be a fan of yours. It doesn't make sense. There's no law that says you could only watch one podcast. You can only go see one stand-up show. That's not a real thing. Your job as a comic is to be fucking funny and be good. Now, if you can keep doing that, get along with other comics, you build a nice little network. They know you guys, so they'll come see all your shows. Even better, But there's no me being funny is not gonna make you unfunny. If you're unfunny, that's why you're unfunny.
Yep.
So it's not. So I like to support like the people that I can. Now there's toxic people everywhere. We do have some shitty toxic people here, but they you won't really see them at the clubs. They won't get booked at the clubs. They'll have their own satellite shows, a lot of them, and then there are some good satellite shows here that started popping up that rival the club scene, that are good. They have good people performing. They got a good fan base that goes to these shows. So there's like a lot of stuff building in Montreal that I'm actually really proud of. And I started getting involved in the French scene recently.
Oh.
Started doing it in French.
Nice.
So much fun, dude. The in Quebec, the culture of comedy, stand-up, is what you wish it was everywhere else. They treat stand-up comedians the way Americans would treat rock stars on the French scene here. They respect the fuck out of it. They'll
You
support
guys get respect over there?
Oh, dude,
Not only health insurance, you guys get fucking respect
dude,
over there too?
on
Oh my
the
God.
French scene here, unrivaled. Like the amount of respect. They're big into the arts. Culturally, like Quebecers are different than like the rest of Canada, and they really value culture, right? So they value the arts. But the way stand up is, because they've always been like the Quebecers were always like kind of an outspoken people, so they were always kind of pushed down a bit this back in the day, so that stayed with them, that kind of rebellious attitude. So they see themselves more in comics. They're like, yeah, these guys speak their mind. When you need to fuck off, they'll tell you to fuck off. We like that. They're not scared to give you their opinion. So that translated into turning stand-ups into big celebrities on the French scene here. You could just be doing French, and you could be a millionaire. And you're doing it just in one province, in French and Quebec. Because you'll do TV, you'll do all kinds of stuff here because they actually respect it. Whereas you go to all the cities in Canada, you get what you can in English. Writing gigs, you'll do some stand-up. You have to break out. Like, I've been lucky. I get to go to the States. I get to go around Canada. I get to do a lot of different stuff, the podcast. But it's not like that for everyone. And I know it. Like, I don't take it for granted. Like, I appreciate it. That's why I started doing it in French, too, just as another outlet. And I've been having the most fun. These guys are like, you're like, oh, fuck, this is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Even the clubs, the French clubs, like the shirt I'm wearing, my buddy's club. Dude, unreal. The way the staff is there, like professional-wise, the way they treat the comics, the way the green room is, just the way the fans are there an hour early just to get seats and shit. It's and it's always sold out.
It's a green room that's not also the liquor storage room?
Yeah, no, it's an actual green room with a screen that you could actually watch the comics downstairs while they're on stage. They got couches. Nice. There's a fridge right next to the screen where you open up. They got beer, water, whatever you want to drink as a comic. Trust me, completely. They know how to take care of comics. It's a different. I keep telling people, like in English, just to understand. Like if you speak both languages, and you're funny, you have to try it in French because it's the way it should be. You're an actual artist. They really respect comedy in French.
I'm fucking jealous.
Dude, I was jealous when I found this out. I thought it was being exaggerated. Now that I'm in it, I get to experience it. There's no exaggeration. They're at a different level.
There's actually, it's pretty funny that you're wearing that shirt. There's an open mic I go to on Wednesdays. It's a late night mic. Okay, it starts at 11:30. All right.
Okay.
It's at a place called Bordel.
Yeah.
All right, which is like this speakeasy style bar. So in order to get to this bar, you have to go into another bar, right? And then there's a door covered in like ivy and like fake leaves. That is the door. Like it looks like a wall, but it is the door.
I like this kind of shit.
You go
Yeah.
up some stairs. It's all dark. There's like naked ladies painted onto the walls and like tasteful naked ladies, like Bordel style naked ladies. And then like they serve like craft cocktails, and we do this mic for like, again, unsuspecting people. Like they don't know what's gonna happen. They're out here trying to get finger fucked in this dark room, and all of a sudden some dude's up here talking about like why Will Smith needs to stop making movies or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, dude, by the way, I like that kind of shit. The little sneaky, like speakeasy style. I've only been to 2 of those in my life. One was in Montreal. It was, we called it Secret Bar. I don't know if the real name was Secret Bar, but it looked like, I think you're going up into a hotel. It's unsuspecting. And then there's a mirror. But if you push on the mirror, it opens up a door in the back. And it's a very small bar that fits like, let's say, 100 people, 80 to 100 people.
That's a small bar. Huh?
It's a small bar, and it fits. And basically, it's a bit expensive. All of the staff is like dressed to the nines, and they make all these special cocktail. Like you just tell them what you like to drink, and they'll make you a drink based on what you like. So I had done that once, and that was a lot of fun. My buddy showed it to me, and then last year in February, I was in Toronto. One of my buddies, he's on a Netflix show, and they had a premiere, so he invited me to go down there. And he had met people there too, and went to this bar, which it's a regular, it's like it fits 20 people, let's say, okay? So we're in there, but you see that you're like, it kind of doesn't make sense. The people that are sitting there don't look like nightclub people, And then you see this hot chick will come out in a waitress uniform. She's like, what are you guys waiting for? They find out. And then once the time is ready, they'll bring you to the back, and what they do is there's it's like a rack of wine and champagne. They'll open it, and then you're in another room, like a hallway. And then she'll talk to you about like the champagne or the wine or whatever you're looking at. And then there's a special bottle that she'll pull the lever, and it'll open up another door, and you get into this back place, and it's fucking big too. There's couches, all kinds of music. There's like another club. It's like a Blade type of shit, And then in there, there's another secret room behind a mirror. In there's another secret room. I remember behind a mirror, and I was like, yo, because there was a guy standing in front of it. And I was looking at it, and I go to my buddy, I go, that's a fucking secret room. He's like, no, it's just a mirror. I go, nah, there's a fucking guy that's clearly a bouncer waiting in front of it. That's like so then we were talking to the waitress, like, yeah, that's a fucking other room. They have like a TV in there, and you can go, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Christ.
Yeah. It's a fun experience, but it's not something I repeat all the time,
No, because once like the mystery is gone, you know, at some places it's just like, oh, if I want to do cocaine, I got to go through like 3 different rooms,
Yeah, none of that's what. And also, I kind of ruined it for people because when we were in that secret hallway there, the girl asked, she's like, So there's a secret lever in here. If you guys, where you guys think it is, and right away I was like, it's that fucking pink champagne bottle. And she's like, how?
What a dick.
Yeah, and she's like, how did you know? I go, well, it's the only one that looks like that. Like everything else looks like real, and there's a pink champagne bottle out of nowhere. It's clear that. She's like, yeah, he's fucking right. And then she pulled it all like defeated, because I guess nobody ever guesses it, but it was so obvious. It looked out of place. I was like, it has to be that. And
Yeah.
so, but it was fun. But that kind of shit for a comedy venue, that would be amazing if right now we start doing like underground comedy shows and you could find a place under a place or behind a place. And then, you know, you add that air of mystery because people are not allowed to gather anymore. You never know.
Yeah, dude. If you do, you could probably charge a lot too.
Mhm.
Do some underground. You better have some good comedians, because I swear to God, if I would risk my freedom, and my health
Yeah,
to
you
go to
wouldn't
a
bring
comedy
open
show,
micers.
and you got fucking open micers up there talking dick jokes, I'm gonna be fucking furious.
What's the deal when you're talking at the water cooler, but the water cooler doesn't have any water in it?
Oh my God, I was just talking
And
to
it's
my
like-
friend about this, my cousin. I was telling him, like, I just am so already over the fact that as soon as I start going back to open mics and shit, I'm gonna have to hear 10,000 coronavirus or
Yeah.
what I did during quarantine jokes. Oh, it's gonna.
I learned how to dance. You should have learned how to write jokes, dickhead.
Oh my God. Like, that should have been something. You had 2 weeks and you still doing the same jokes and they're
Yeah.
terrible? Come on.
Yeah, I learned Pilates. Like, God damn, you should have learned suicide and fucking save us from this.
Oh man.
That's you're gonna get a lot of those. Like I've been writing, and I was like, okay, what I want to talk about Corona, I don't want to talk about quarantine. You know, I want to talk about like my thoughts, politics, shit like that. I want to avoid being like, wasn't it crazy when we were in our homes where we already live? Like, motherfucker, really? Like we've been through this. Look, all these podcasts we're talking about our quarantine. Why do we have to bring it up on stage?
Dude, as soon as I get back, I'm gonna talk about, like, you know what's really nice? Walking in the park. You know, like just some nice shit, you know?
But
I was gonna be so dark about it. I'm gonna be like, you know, I learned how to grow plants. I'm gonna grow my own weed. You know, just.
But we're assholes. You know how you know that we're fucking assholes as a society? Because our problem was a few months ago, people don't go out. We play too many video games. We're always on our phone. We're antisocial. And then the second they say stay inside, everyone's like, yo, let's go outside. I want to go to the fucking park. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. That wasn't the
Now
problem you
wanna
had
go to the
before.
park, you
Yeah,
know?
now you want to go to
Now
the park.
you wanted to go to the park.
You piece of garbage.
This is how the French got them to eat fucking potatoes and shit like that. You know what I mean? They were like, they trying to give French the potatoes. And they're like, no, we don't trust it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, well, this is the king's private potatoes. No one's allowed to eat these potatoes. And they started stealing the potatoes at night, and everyone realized how good they were. So they started growing potatoes. And then they're like, all right, there you go.
That's a good scam.
One of the oldest tricks in the book, bro.
You gotta trick people. But
Maybe
I
there
think
wasn't
secret
enough money in
shows,
streaming services. That's why they did all this.
secret shows, I think are gonna be a thing.
I think it's gonna be big. I think you're gonna have to get in on it.
But I
You
could
know?
get in on secret shows. I have enough locations. The only thing I'm thinking of is how do you limit the amount of rats?
That is a question, because we were having that issue with this one show we were doing where it was like, before weed was legal, we were doing like an edible show. So they would like pay $100, and like you come in, you get a 3-course edible meal, and then there was a comedy show afterwards, right? And I produced the show. The other guy who owned the place did the meal. And the problem was like, you know, how do we stop people from blabbing about this and stuff
Yeah.
like that? So like I told the comics like that I hired, I'm like, legally you can't say anything about this because it's illegal what we're doing, and nobody cared.
Yeah, no one's gonna. The comics won't say it. They want to come there, have a good time, make some money. What I'm worried about is, let's say I decide once this blows over, but they only allow like, I don't know, 20 people in a room or some shit. We start doing secret shows. How do I get the word out to specific people? Is it only people on my mailing list that get the
Maybe.
invitation?
You got to do one of those secret show things that they used to do for, like, remember when you were going like the clubs and stuff like that? It's
Yeah.
like secret warehouse party, like
Yeah,
use
yeah,
the
yeah.
password on some shit. You got to ask those guys, see how they did it.
Well,
But again,
we could do my buddy did some secret shows once where he would only he'd basically send out the email and be like, there's gonna be a secret show, let's say 11 p.m. Friday, right?
Mhm.
In the city, but he would not release the location. And then like an hour or two before the show, that's when they get the emails like, it's at this location, this is the password. If you're late, even with the password, you can't get in, shit like that, you know? So
it's gonna have to go down like
it's
that.
gonna have to go down like that. But then what I'm worried about is some fucking person hates you, rats you out, cops show up with the password. You know, there's gonna be a lot of that. It's weird. It's like we're going back in time.
Could be that. Could be also these little Instagram rats, as I like to
Yeah.
call them. They can't do anything without posting it on Snapchat and
Yes.
Instagram, and their friend's a cop, and he sees it, and he's like, all right, well, it's not like he ratted you out. It's just that he left it out in the open for you.
I yelled at a lady recently at a show, and then I was like, I'm going to see this online, but she actually didn't post it. She was recording me, and I felt it. For like 30 seconds, I kept seeing her phone up like this, like she wasn't even being discreet. So then I just pointed at her. I go, hey, can you fucking put your phone down? Why do you have your phone on? This is fucking stupid. You better not post that shit. And then in the back of my mind, I go, oh, fuck, I'm going to get tagged in a post of me yelling at someone. But she never posted it, so I guess she listened.
Greek French comedian assaults woman verbally.
I like how everybody in the States calls me a Greek French comedian. I'm not French at all. I'm a Greek guy. I speak French, but I'm not French. But everybody in the States.
You speaking that Frenchy, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody in the States is like a Greek French comedian. He's a Greek French comedian. I was like, what the fuck does Greek French comedian mean? I'm not even a Greek comedian. I'm a comedian who's Greek.
I know that,
Yeah,
but
you know
we gotta
that too.
sell you, Pantelis.
Yeah, we gotta.
We gotta sell them tickets.
Nothing sells tickets like Greek French comedian.
How many Greek French comedians you know? One.
It's not me though. But I like Mike, my buddy Mike Ward. Whoever tries, like French comedian, English comedian, he's just a comedian. He's a good comedian. He speaks both languages, could do stand up in both, but none of his material has to do with the fact that he's French or English speaking.
Okay.
He doesn't do like me. How remember we had this conversation in August when I was like, yo, I don't do ethnic humor. So I hope that they're not expecting me to go on the show and be like, what's the deal with long names? Like, I'm not going to do that shit. And I'm, because it's not the comedy culture I grew up in.
No, it's not you either.
Yeah.
That's what stand-up is a purest reflection of yourself, right? Yeah. And, they were like, we're hiring you for the Greek show. And I'm just like, so do I do, like, my other stuff? Like, do I do, like, my darker material? Or do I do my raunchy shit? Like, what do I do here?
And if you remember, we actually had at the shows, it wasn't like a particularly Greek thing. It was just everyone it was just Ottawa comedy fans that came out.
Yeah.
So it had nothing to do, thank God.
There was like 3 Greek people there.
Yeah. Who were like, oh my God, Greek, they're going to mention shit that we know about. And then we didn't. Because that's how we play the game.
Fuck those people. Nah. They follow me on Instagram. Remember, I love you guys.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's before we go, that's the only advice I'm going to give you. Consistency on fucking online, dude, because it's so hard to go anywhere now without them asking for your website, your social shit. Mm-hmm. And then if you don't have it, they don't take you seriously, regardless of the quality of material, which I'm lucky that I was working on this shit years. I had a podcast 2 years before I ever did an open mic. I started podcasting in 2010. Jeez. And in the beginning when I started doing stand-up, a couple of months in, as soon as I got my first paid gig, I was like, I got to invest this money in a website. And everybody's like, you why are you wasting your time? You don't need a website. You don't need to be on Twitter. Who's on Twitter? This was early, years ago. Yeah. And I was like, nah, man, I don't think you guys see where this is all headed. Like, no one's going to give, the old system is not going to work anymore. Because of social media. And you know what changed my mind? I saw people on social media, I think it was Vine, they were Vine stars that started selling out comedy clubs and other little theaters and bars. Mm-hmm. They were going different cities, and they weren't stand-ups. And their act wasn't particularly funny, but it was entertaining to their fans because they got to see these people they saw on TikTok. So I was like, the game is changing. I don't think the regular way up is going to work anymore. And it took a while longer than what I expected, but it ended up going that way where now your social media presence, clubs could hate you, let's say because of your material or for whatever reason. But if you're funny enough and you build a strong presence online and a fan base, you don't give a fuck. You go to another city, you don't need to book the club. You could book a bar for cheaper, sell tickets, and make more money. And it's going to be all your fans that show up. So the old system of, I got to get in with the clubs and the clubs need to like me and move, I got to move up in there. You don't have to follow that as long as you're willing to dish out content and people get to see who you are and learn about you in different places. Because I know it helped me a lot. The first time I was going different spots, I had already garnered a bit of notoriety online. So I would have like 10 people here, 5 people there that were part of the show, and they would tell me after, I follow you on Instagram. I listen to your podcast. And I was like, oh shit, I can't believe you guys listen to it here. And, it was like either it was Los Angeles or when I went down to Texas, it was crazy. 2 people that I found out would watch True Drink Minimum. So they would ask me questions about Mike and Poseidon. And I was like, it's so trippy,
Is Poseidon a real person or is he just a paid actor?
Yeah, people, how many times people say, is that a gimmick? Is he like that? I was like, no, he's like that. You met him in real life. Alex, he's like that.
He's the fucking defender of Canada.
Yeah, he's our last line of defense.
Shit, man. No, but you're right, dude. This is the golden age for self-made people, to be completely honest with you. And if like me, I feel bad I'm not taking too much advantage of it. But it's just when I was trying to go when I did the gig in Canada with you, they were asking me for my website. I'm like, I don't have a fucking website. They're like, what's your press junket thing, or what's your send us your this. I'm like, I don't have that. I just have some clips and like my written bio. And that I realized then, like, man, I'm so fucking far behind, because it's not a matter of like how good you are as a comedian. A lot of times, it's how professionally you can portray yourself.
Exactly. It's a dude. You hit it on the head, and also just they want to see you. So I've made friends with comics in different cities who are like, hey man, I saw you were coming, so I just checked out your videos. I saw your podcast, this and that. I found this funny, and we'll start talking. We become friends. And then, we stay friends on Facebook or whatever. And then if I'm in their city, I'll hit them up. Or sometimes they'll message me, hey, we're doing this show. Or, hey, can I jump on your podcast, talk about this? And you just make friends through comedy, but you need some kind of connection. If they don't know if they don't know you from a fucking hole in the wall, and they can never even search for you, like let's say you're going to a new city, I'm like, oh, let me check out who this guy is. And they'll go online and be like, I have no clue who this fucking guy is. He's nowhere. He's a ghost.
It's some other dude who fucking sells brake pads in Florida.
That
he's got 10,000 followers.
Yeah, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky that my name is at least pretty unique, and I'm the only one in comedy right now named. That's why I get to use just one name. At least in North America, I'm the only one doing it. So I'm the only Pantelis right now that I know of. So that helps me. You won't really find someone else. But for let's say fucking I don't know Ted Johnson, who started doing stand up in Wisconsin. You go Google him, and there's fucking 1,000 Ted Johnsons. You got to differentiate.
Let alone in Wisconsin.
Yeah, they're all in Wisconsin. That's where
the land of Johnson.
Yeah, all the Johnsons are there. But it is fucked.
But you're right, man.
Anyways, so what I've already have you right now in the description. We got your Instagram, The Real Alex T. Am I correct?
Yes.
Am I correct? The real Alex Tsakanikas.
Yeah.
And people always fuck up your last name, I presume.
It's yeah. Like when I first started, I just went by Alex T, and I was having a conversation with Angelo Tsarukas, and he told me, he kind of insinuated that I was being an Uncle Tom about the whole situation, and I'm just like, okay. So then I kind of I went with Alex Tsakanikas from then on. And when I I know they're gonna fuck up my name.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen. Like I did an all black show a couple of weeks ago before this all started. Like literally, I was the only white person in like a 3-mile area, and she comes up to a funny little side, but she comes up to me at the beginning, and she goes, "Hey, you don't have to black up your act for the people."
Is that what she's?
Yeah, she's like, you just have to do your. I'm like, who is blacking up their act for these guys?
Wait, hold on.
It was.
So
yeah.
do I not have to bring this gun to the stage, or what's?
No.
You tell me.
I already wore Tim's.
Yeah.
Tim's for this situation, and I did. It was a joke that I had worked well, and then that's why I'm mad. It's summer already. I can't do my Tim's joke anymore, Pantelis. I can't do my joke about my.
But
Tim's.
she told you not to listen, Greeky. Don't black it up, all right?
Yeah, basically what she said it very nicely in a very professional way. But basically, she told me, "Hey, man, you don't gotta chuck and jive. Like you don't gotta."
But what if I want to?
Shit. And so I did my act. They loved it, and then she booked me for April. And now who the fuck knows what's gonna happen, But I like them introducing me, Alex. A lot of people like try and then like give up.
Yeah.
And yet for some reason they always know that my dad's name is Yorgos for some reason.
They know that your dad's name is George.
They're like, yeah, your dad's probably named Yorgos or something. I'm like, my dad's name is Yorgos. Thank you very much. It's my middle name.
God damn, that's. When I started, because I was using my full name.
What's your last name?
Palyudakis. So I would get, it's Pantelis, Palyudakis, and people would fuck it up. So then I made a joke out of it once because I was going on stage and the guy's like, oh, I got this. He's like, he's like, oh shit. And I was like, oh fuck. So then, you don't get on with the same momentum. But because he had trouble pronouncing it, the first thing I did when I got up is I looked at him confused and I was like, yeah, it's pronounced Steve. and then everybody started laughing. And then I don't know if it was the same night or if it was that week, but I remember being in the green room at the Comedy Nest, and another comic was telling me, dude, everybody needs, their full name. You got to differentiate. But why are you pretending like there's another Pantelis out there doing stand-up and we're going to confuse you? Just go with one name, Pantelis. It's cool. It's one. Just do that. Why the fuck are you putting us through this? And at first I was insulted, but then I was like, wait, he has a fucking point. There's like in the city especially, there's no one else. You can't confuse me. Plus, it looks nicer. You can't fit my full fucking name on anything.
No.
Like a marquee fucking website, or it's too much. So I said, you know what? Let me look. And then it turned out for the better. Everyone preferred it. Like, oh, this is fucking easy. One name. Pantelis? Well, all right. That's cool.
It's beautiful. Could you imagine if I had to do Alexander, George, Tsakanikas on a poster? Then what's left for the poster?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You're like, who the fuck is this buffoon?
There's fucking way too much name here, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta cut that shit down.
AGT. That's what it should be.
AGT, baby.
Yeah,
I'm where it's act.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch Act. Yeah. All right, so they're gonna follow you on the Instagrams. Hopefully, you're gonna be posting. Hopefully, people check you out if they're in Chicago and this whole thing blows over
real soon. I got some projects in the works. You can always check out with my friends 5430 Designs. I do sketches and small stuff with him.
Oh fuck.
As well.
5430 Design.
5430, yeah, it's the distance from Chicago to Kalamata. He's
interesting.
It's like Greek American, like comedy, clothing, cultural memes, stuff like that.
Oh shit, I'll check it out too. I'm curious because I know that culturally here the Greeks were different than the Greeks in the States, the Greeks in New York, Greeks in Chicago. They're all different. So it does make me curious to check out what you guys are up to.
It's like those meme pages are talking to each other. I think like the big Greek meme pages talk to each other.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, what's going, excuse me, are you Greek? Him,
Yeah.
Like they all chat with each other. I know he's talked to that Sotiri guy. The guy that did Feta Me, that song.
Oh yeah, what happened to that guy?
I think he's an electrician or something now, but like he just got tired of doing the videos or something.
Yeah, it gets goofy. Plus, if there's no money in it, after a while, you just get tired.
Yeah, what's the point, right?
What's the point? Yeah,
it's like you're just me, just not really making any money, but you're doing it because you love it.
Yeah, that's fucking comedy for most.
It's fucking comedy,
most
baby.
of your life. All right, so fucking Alex Tsakanikas, check him out. Alex, thank you for fucking being here, dude. It was goddamn amazing. And thank you to everyone that was watching this live. I only went live secretly, and you can catch me on patreon.com/Pantelis to get all this shit early, and panteliscomedy.com for everything else.